Hello everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and in this video we'll look at the key of D major, and we'll learn the 1, 4, and 5 chords, and we'll learn the 2, 3, and 6 chords, so that then you will know the 6 most common chords that you'll run into in songs in the key of D major, and 6 of the 7 chords that make up the key of D major. And what I'll show you is the notes that, if you can see the notes that can build each chord, then you can play those chords all up and down the fretboard, and it opens up a whole lot of cool ideas. So let me show you how that works. Okay, to use a Fretboard Toolbox Complete Mandolin Edition to play in the key of D major, we'll flip to the key of D major page. So D major is going to be found on page 25, and you'll see the toolboxes have a page for each major key, each relative minor key, and each blues key. So the blues keys are always on the even numbered pages here, and then the major and relative minor keys are on the odd numbered pages. So to play in the key of D major, I want to flip to page 25, and when we look at page 25, what we're going to see is on my chord jig here, I'm going to show you the 6 most common chords in the key of D major. The 7th chord here is outside of the key, or if we played the one that was in the key, it would sound weird. So just think about these first 6 chords, and they're going to be found in tons and tons of songs in the key of D major. I need to know that my major chord Roman numerals are in bold here. So the D major key chords, the Roman numerals are all in bold, and then the second set of Roman numerals has to do with the relative minor key, and we're not going to worry about the relative minor key today. So we're just thinking about the bold 1 through 6 chords, and then I'm going to see how to build each of those chords. So in the key of any key that I'm playing in, the first 3 chords I would want to learn in the key is the 1, 4, and 5 chords, because those make up the backbone of tons and tons of songs. And then to be able to build the chords, what I need to know is that major chords are always built in the 1, 3, 5 columns, or by taking the 1, 3, and 5 note out of each chord's major scale. So if I started out with the D major chord, and I looked at the notes in white boxes, those are going to be my D major scale notes. So all of the notes in white boxes make up the D major scale. So D major scale is made of the notes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and C sharp. So notice there's 2 sharps in there, just F sharp and C sharp. So that's why D major has 2 sharps. But when I can see that D major scale, and I can look and see what is the 1, 3, and 5 notes in there, I can see it's a D, an F sharp, and an A. So D major chords, every instrument in the world, always made using combinations of the notes D, F sharp, and A. So if I want to play a D major chord, what I need to know is where can I find just D, F sharp, and A notes. So an easy one here, first one I learned was 2nd fret of the 4th string, open, open, and 2nd fret of the 1st string. And that looks like this. So 2nd fret, open, open, 2nd fret. So that's a D major because it just uses the notes D, F sharp, and A. I can also play D, F sharps, and A's by going 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. That's a D major. So 2nd, 4th, 5th. That's still D major because it just uses D, F sharp, and A notes. I could play this F sharp here and A, and then add F sharp and D. So that would be 2nd fret, 4th, 5th, and 2nd. So here's where I get my 2 2nd notes, and then I use these for the 4th and 5th. And that's still D major because it uses just the notes D, F sharp, and A. And if you want to build chords all up and down the fretboard, and you're familiar at all or want to be familiar with the caged system from guitar, you can use the same idea and use these common shapes to build chords all up and down the fretboard. So I've got a video on G major chord caged ideas that you can check out. But today I just want to run through it a little quicker. So the 1 chord, D, F sharp, and A. It's made of the 1, 3, 5 notes. The 2nd chord I would want to learn is the 4 chord. Remember, 1, 4, and 5 chords make up the backbone of tons of music. So a G major chord, every instrument in the world, it's going to be made of the 1 note, the 3 note, and the 5 note. So G, B, and D. So if I come down here, I can play open, open, 2nd, and 3rd. That was the first G major I learned. And the thing that's cool about toolboxes is that you know which chords sound good together. So instead of seeing a big sheet that has 500 mandolin chords on it and they don't all sound good together, you know which chords are actually within the key and which ones are going to sound good together when you play them. So I played a D major. G major was G, B, D, and I played it open, open, second, third. I could play seventh, which is a D, fifth, which is a G, and then second, third again, if you know that big G major position. So that's 7, 5, 2, 3. That's still G, B, and D notes. I could play D, G, D, B. That's 7, 5, 5, 7. Still G, B, and D notes. So, and like I said, when you know which chords are together, here's D, here's G, and then that's an A major. It's second fret, 4th fret, and 5th. And then I'll show you why that works. Because A major chords are the 5 chord in the key of D, and they're made of the 1, 3, and 5 notes again. So A, C sharp, and E. And that A major I just played was A, E, C sharp, A, which works because it's just using the notes A, C sharp, and E. And then again, that big G major chord that I played earlier, I can take that same position and then slide it up 2 frets, and now I'm playing an A chord. So here's my G major, here's my A major, and then that's going to be my 5 chord, and that's going to resolve back to a 1 chord, back to D major, or I could play D major like that, right? So I have D major, G major, A major, and notice the 5 chord has a lot of tension because it makes you want to come back to the 1. So 1, 4, 5 chords, huge. When you know the notes that you need, you can play them all over the place. The 2, 3, and 6 chords are going to be the minor chords, and the major chords are built with 1, 3, and 5 notes. Minor chords still use the 1 and 5 notes, just like majors do, but it changes the 3 note to what's called a flat 3 note. So like an E major would be made of the notes E, the 3 note is G sharp, the 5 note is B, but an E minor chord, which is in the key of D major, is going to be made of the notes E, and then instead of the 3 note, G sharp, I'm going to go to the flat 3, and that's a G note, and then still use the B note. So E and B stay the same for E major and E minor, but the 3 note changes to a flat 3. So E minor, E, G, and B notes. To play that, I can come down here and see where could I cover E, G, and B. So I've got a G here, an E here, a B here, and a G here. So that's open 2, 2, 3. That looks like this. And that should still come back nicely to the D majors because it's in the key, right? E minor. But if I want to play an E minor chord that doesn't leave a string open, so that when you play chords that don't leave any strings open, you can slide them around all over the place. So if I want to play an E minor here that doesn't use this string, I need an E, G, or B note. So if I come up here, I could use this B note and play B, E, B, G. So that looks like this. Let's see. B, E, G. I'm sorry, B, E, B, G. So 4, 2, 2, 3. So E minor. And remember that E minor works because it's just E, G, and B notes. And then if I take that same position, that E minor position, and I move it up 2 frets, I'm going to get an F sharp minor. So that's made of the notes F sharp, A, and C sharp. My 3 chord is F sharp, A, C sharp. So I could take that position that I just used for E minor, shift it up 2 frets, or skip a fret, however you want to look at it, and then I have C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, and A, which is the F sharp minor chord. It just uses F sharp, A, and C sharp notes. So here was my E minor, then if I slide it up 2, that's my 3 chord. So we have D major's the 1, E minor's the 2, F sharp minor's the 3, we already saw G major's the 4, A major's the 5, and then the last chord that's part of the 6 most common chords would be a B minor, which is going to be made of the notes B, my flat 3 notes a D, and then my 5 notes an F sharp, so B, D, F sharp. I can play that B, F sharp, D, B. I can play it anywhere, I can cover those notes, but the first one I learned was B, F sharp, D, B. So that's 4, 4, 5, 7. So that's my 6th chord. And again, it should sound good with the D major because it's in the same key. So we had D major is my 1 chord, E minor is my 2 chord, F sharp minor is my 3 chord, G major is my 4, A major is my 5, B minor is my 6, and then I can come back to 1. So any order that I want to play those, I can make up songs really easily. And with the toolbox, you can always look at some various ways to arrange those chords. The second box uses some stuff that's outside of the key, which I'll cover in a later video. But if you use this box here, you can see a bunch of different ways to arrange those 6 chords and start hearing the sound of going from one chord to another. And those same Roman numeral chord progressions will work in any key. Alright, it looks like I'm out of time again, but I hope you found something useful in there. And again, being able to see what the 1 chord and the 4 chord and the 5 chord and where you can hit some minor chords in there for the 2, 3, and 6s is huge, and it will unlock tons and tons of songs for you and hopefully some cool ideas. So if you found something useful, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you think a toolbox might help you with your playing, check it out on the website where you can print off all the free instructions and a free G major, E minor, and G blues page. So thanks for taking a look, and I appreciate your time.